This is Bryan. He just got a new job working for us at WASS, W-A-S-S. Bryan used to work for Generation Farts. Generation Farts is a cable station, and you can get away with a lot more than you can here at broadcast station WASS. This is Jim. He's a veteran at WASS and is going to be showing Bryan the ropes. Not those ropes. You need to show him what he can and can't do on broadcast television.
Oh, well, let's get started.
Back at Generation Farts, Bryan had no restrictions. His station self-regulated themselves. The FCC does not regulate cable indecency. They said indecency regulation is only applied to broadcast services, not cable.
Hey Jim, at my old job we could say all sorts of things. As long as it wasn't obscene, we could say or Hey, why was I bleeped out?
Well, Bryan, here at WASS we can't use that kind of language unless it's during our safe harbor hours.
Safe harbor hours is a policy by the FCC, designating 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. as a time when broadcast radio and television stations may air indecent material without violating a law or FCC regulation.
Well, I can't say that. Damn.
Now you're getting the hang of it.
So Jim, what happens if I say the F word during live TV?
Well, it used to be a $32,500 fine, but Congress increased the maximum fine the FCC could impose to $325,000.
Holy cow! That's a lot of money!
It sure is.
Yes, Bryan, that sure is a lot of money, but we're not finished.
We're not?
Say, Jim, why don't you tell Bryan about the Children Television Act of 1990?
Oh, sure. Bryan, the Children's Television Act of 1990 was,
Jim, you're killing me. The law sets general requirements for children's programming on broadcast television stations. This portion of the law does not apply to non-commercial stations or cable networks. The law is intended to provide programming for children up to 17 years old that meets their educational and informational needs.
Oh yeah, duh. Now I remember. There's also rules about advertising during children's programming.
Yes, Jim, there are. Before, during, and after programming specifically meant for children 12 years and younger, advertising is limited to 12 minutes per hour during the week and 10.5 minutes per hour on the weekends. The FCC also has ruled characters in children's programs cannot appear in commercials before, during, and after the episode.
Hey, that's the same for us. Why, I remember back when Nickelodeon was fined $1 million in 2004 for violating the Children's Programming Act rules and $1 million for violating the Children's Programming Act rules back in 2004.
That's like if SpongeBob SquarePants put an ad for macaroni and cheese during SpongeBob SquarePants on TV, they could get fined. Bryan, $1 million sure is a lot of money.
$1 million sure is a lot of money.
Ever since 2004, after the famous Janet Jackson incident, the FCC tightened their standards regarding nudity.
That's right. The FCC imposed a $550,000 fine against Viacom-owned television stations that aired the Super Bowl. Even though the FCC versus Fox television stations case is still in the court system, we have to make sure we watch our backs.
But what if we just show some nudity really quick?
Bryan, ABC was fined $1.2 million when NYPD Blue showed a woman's bare bottom.
But the Second Circuit said the FCC's indecency rules were unconstitutionally vague when applied to television nudity. They didn't have to pay any money. So Bryan, as you can see, it's a slippery slope around here, and it's best just to avoid nudity all the time.
So Bryan, what did we learn today?
Action.
Well, I learned I don't think broadcast television's right for me.